future 3 cinema halls with 300 additional parking spaces. Here is the second in the series of films that we have for the campaign.
Enjoying a life which will be full of fun. A fashionable life that will be the envy of all. You can fulfill all your dreams at Uhuru Heights. Live the luxury of freedom today in your own home for just $1111 per month. Call now 7676 Uhuru or 767884878.
Any building in Dar es Salaam faces three major problems: electricity, water, and parking. In order to sustain the lifestyle in Uhuru Heights, we need to ensure that we have electricity, water, and ample parking. Normally, the best of buildings have two backup generators. At Uhuru Heights, we have triple sequential backup generator system to ensure 24/7 power supply. This means we have 3 generators, all of which can run at 100% capacity. So if electricity fails, we need only one generator to ensure that the building has all the power it needs. But we have triple save. That means we have 2 more. Besides regular water from the government water supply, we have water adequacy and security. Uhuru Heights has 400,000 liter underground and rooftop tanks. The underground tanks can be filled with 2 underground bore wells. We at present have approximately 300 parking spaces in the building, and we will add an additional 300 parking spaces on top of the cinema halls, which will be built in the near future. At Uhuru Heights, you move into your home instead of buying an apartment, then furnishing it. You get a fully furnished home with quality Turkish furniture and white goods. Get your personal stuff and move in. If you choose to buy and rent, then a furnished apartment will get you higher end returns. You can also have your office and business set up in Uhuru Heights and benefit from a captive market from within the building. Your office and residence and shopping needs are fulfilled again at a single location, giving you the freedom to enjoy life without the hassle of daily commute and traffic jams. Spend this valuable time relaxing in the pool or working out in the gym at Uhuru Heights, or spend quality time with your loved ones in the children's play area.
The luxury of freedom today in a stress-free work environment, while enjoying the convenience of shopping and relaxing in a luxurious home, or at a single location at Uhuru Heights. Live the luxury of freedom today in your own home for just $1111 per month. Call now 7676 Uhuru or 767884878.
Even with all the above that I have spoken, our pricing is the most competitive in the market. Therefore, and this is the most important part of my presentation, your return on investment is higher. If you choose to buy and rent, your rental returns will be around 11 to 12%. Given inflation over the next few years, both capital appreciation and rental returns will be higher. To make it even more easy for you to buy, we now have the benefit of mortgage finance. Exim Bank and International Commercial Bank Tanzania Limited are offering mortgage facility for Uhuru Heights. For example, a monthly installment for a studio will be approximately US 1111, calculated over a period of 6 years. This will be even lower, as low as USD 800 if the period is up to 10 years. Will you benefit from this? Yes, you will. As explained earlier, if you choose to buy and rent a studio, you will gain anywhere between 1 to 2% after paying a mortgage rate of between 8 to 9%. So, as a business sense, as a commercial sense, as a person who wants to look at investment, as a building, it's all here. It makes all the sense for you to look at Uhuru Heights and buy an apartment or an office or any commercial space. Now, the final part of my presentation, the reality check. We have very limited units available in Uhuru Heights. As of today, over 70% of commercial space in the mall and offices has been sold out. Over 50% of the apartments are sold out. The balance of all units in both commercial and residential will be strictly sold on first come, first sold basis. We will start our marketing campaign from tomorrow to sell the remaining units. You, ladies and gentlemen, as our privileged guests, have a head start. Please make full use of it. If you are interested, booking forms are available along with each brochure. Please fill these and hand these over at the sales desk to my right. Our sales staff will also take you on the tour of the building and answer any questions. I, on behalf of Cosmos Properties, invite you to live the luxury of freedom today at Uhuru Heights. Thank you.
Thank you, Yusuf Thakur. Wonderful presentation. I'm sure we've all taken it in. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Cosmos Group brings another first to the real estate market of Tanzania. Pre-approved mortgage for Uhuru Heights from International Commercial Bank, Tanzania Limited, and also Exim Bank, represented here tonight. This makes it now possible for large numbers of Tanzanians to own homes in the fast-growing city of Dar es Salaam. Tonight we have the pleasure of inviting Mr. Basir Mohammed, who's the CEO, International Commercial Bank Tanzania Limited. Please put your hands together as he comes forward as the next speaker, who will give a brief on the mortgage facility being offered by the International Commercial Bank Tanzania Limited. Mr. Basir, welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly feel very proud to be associated with such a fantastic event this evening. Uhuru Heights, as you all know, has become a reference point in discussions in the industry as being one of the best residential commercial complexes in this country. It goes, I have seen the passion behind Mr. Owais in building this whole structure here. As a bank, we looked at three key areas while we got associated with such a fantastic project in this country. One of the things is, as you all know, the promoters behind this. Mr. Owais himself and his father, Haji Abdul Samad Sahab, the great person in this country who has contributed a lot for the development of the nation. So the history talks about the promoter's background. The second and the most important thing, it's ready. The construction is done, the product is ready for you to just see and buy. It's not one of the promised, it's already available for you to buy. A third and the key point as a banker we look at is the commercial viability in terms of the project, the location of the project, and both in terms of generation of revenue in terms of rental income, and also the commercial viability in terms of the capital appreciation for the guys who are investing in this project. So these are fundamentally the supporting structures for us to get associated with such a fantastic group, Cosmos here. To just give you a figure broadly, in Tanzania, the urban population in 1980 was 14.8%. 2015, it's looked at 46.8% is what the urban population is going to be in 2015. Now, if you look at the housing sector growth across economies in the world, housing sector contributes huge for the development of, as a part of the GDP growth for the country. It ranges from, even in developed nations like UK, US, it goes up to 50%. In Asian economies, it is 7% to 31%. In Tanzania, it is less than 1%. Less than 1% housing sector. When you look at the demand, it's almost 3 million houses every 3 million houses is the 3 million houses units is the demand, with an annual growth of 200,000 houses every year. So there's a huge potential for the market, except there is no proper financial instruments in the market to support the mortgage business. As ICB, we are trying to position ourselves to support this as a part of our endeavor. And Uhuru has been one of our premium, projects which we have approved for the purpose of funding in view of the strong fundamentals it carries. As I mentioned, the background, the technical and commercial feasibility. And in terms of the project, Mr. Yusuf has elaborated briefly the facilities it offers, in terms of the parking space, in terms of the, 4 ones, $1,111. So you can just remember, 1,100 is a meager rental income in any of the houses here. Once you invest, it's a long-term invest in terms of capital appreciation also. So I'm sure Uhuru is going to be one of the a prominent, landmarks. It's already a landmark. It's going to occupy one of the premium points on the Tanzanian map going forward. And I wish Owais and the entire team behind this a very good luck and all the best. And I'm sure that we are going to sell as many flats as possible, the available at the shortest time. I'm not marketing for myself and my colleague, Mr. Anthony, but it's one of the best projects you guys have to look forward for your investment. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you for putting your hands together for Mr. Basir. Of course, the salespeople are already here, already engaging with you in business. We'll give you a moment to interact with them, quite a long moment to interact with them after some of the speeches. I promised you some entertainment. Are you ready to now move away from the speeches a little bit? Let's welcome Safi Theatre as they set up in front of us.